Hello and welcome back to more Football Manager 2019 with me, Mr. Grand 2, and episode 49 of Monaco. And last time we started Season 5 with a crushing 4-1 defeat to PSG, which was a little bit of a shock given the improvements we'd made, but clearly it was just the players taking a little bit of a time to adjust to the new players around them, and actually, since then, normal service has resumed. We played the first 5 league games of the season and it's 5 wins out of 5, just the 1 goal conceded. Back in line with what we saw last season. I was a bit shocked that we shipped 4 goals. I counted, we literally conceded 17 goals in all competitions last season. That includes 3 in the Coupe de France final against PSG. So, bit of a shock to the system, but just the 1 goal conceded so far, 4 clean sheets. We began with a 3-1 win against Bordeaux, which really restored confidence. We did go behind. So again, I was a little bit nervous, but they got a man sent off. But then Kessie, first goal for Hossein Aouar, and then Yuri Tielemans, all getting long-range strikes. A 1-0 win against Le Havre followed. Played the rotated side for the first time, and they did a good job. Dani Olmo getting his first goal for the club as well. He's been in good form too. A 4-0 win against Nîmes. Then followed Delict, Aouar, Skov and Kessie getting on the score sheet. Many players opening their accounts for the season nice and early, which is good to see. A 6-0 thrashing of Amiens, then followed Olmo scoring again, Skov getting 2, Kessie again scoring, Delict again scoring, Patrick Schick getting his first for the season as well. You love to see it. And then a 4-0 win most recently against Guignon. Berardi scored, Pellegrini scored, Balde scored, even Mamana scored. Everyone's getting involved, and we've started in very red hot form. So that Guignon result does mean that we are unbeaten in the league for 60 games now. I don't think we're going to go unbeaten this season the whole way through. I think PSG certainly look a lot stronger than we do when they play us. Well, at least they have the last 2 times. Speaking of PSG, though, they may have got the jump on us a little bit the last 2 times we've played them, but that doesn't mean that they're good now. It doesn't mean that they're consistent in the league, and they've already mucked up 2 matches, and they find themselves in 4th. Only 10 points, 1 defeat, 1 draw for them, whereas we've got obviously 5 wins. That puts us top of the pile alongside Lyon. Some pretty big scores for their 3 wins, but they did actually lose their opening game of the season, going down to Lyon at the best part, shipping 2 goals in injury time. Moussa Dembele and Bertrand Traoré giving Lyon the win, having been set for a defeat there. The other one, which is absolutely brilliant, a 1-1 draw with Toulouse, leading again for pretty much the entire match, and then Isaka Duval on loan from us popping up with a 91st minute equaliser for Toulouse. Absolute scenes. So as I said, it's been a very good start for Dani Olmo and Hossein Aouar. They've both done very well. Lozano hasn't really had much of an impact so far because he's been injured. He got an injury, then he got the same injury again, and then he got the same injury again. So hopefully that doesn't become a recurring problem. His scout report didn't say he was injury prone, so hopefully just a bit of bad luck. In terms of transfers, we didn't make any other signings. A few other players went out on loan. We have agreed this guy from Boca Juniors, he'll be joining in January. He's another non-EU player, so we can't really register him, but 2.2 million, I think he looks pretty good, really. He could be the new Aguero. I don't know if he really will be, but it's got a good scout report, worth getting. There was quite a lot of action towards deadline day in terms of potential sales. We had quite a few bids. AC Milan kept pestering us. They wanted to sign Jorrit Hendricks. I rejected that just because I didn't want to sell him. It was too close to the deadline, and especially as well the case Barcelona made a bid for Ferland Mendy, which you can see on your screen now. Would you have accepted it? It's a lot of money. But again, I didn't really want to sell him. He's a fantastic player. He didn't want to leave, which was kind of the big thing. It was right close to the deadline. Season had already started. I couldn't be bothered to replace him. And the other big one as well, Barcelona did come in with a bid for Robert Skov too. £52 million they bid for him, and that was rejected flat out. He doesn't want to leave. He's signed a new contract. I am never ever going to sell him. Well, Liverpool are apparently interested in Pietro Pellegrini as well. They're set to make a £110 million bid, I was told recently. We'll see if that comes to fruition. But if we look back on the schedule, then you can see that because of the World Cup, it's a sort of very weird, truncated season. We've played 5 league matches, and we are now straight into the Champions League. We've got 3 of our Champions League group matches in quick succession, and then 2 more, and then the last one's not going to be until January after the World Cup, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. Surely there's a better way to schedule this. Well, the best way to schedule it is obviously not to hold a World Cup in Qatar in the middle of the season. That would be the best thing to do. But, it's FIFA, so why would they do that? But as you can see, our Champions League opponents this season, I think we've got a very, very difficult group. We've got Real Madrid, who we're going to play first of all. We've got Roma, who of course knocked us out last season. And then we've got Basel, which are, probably the easiest match, but it's still a difficult side sometimes nevertheless. And because I don't want to dwell too much on the league this season, given our, the fact that we've won it 4 seasons and the Champions League has got to be our aim, today we're going to be playing Real Madrid and Roma. We'll skip over the Saint Etienne game. I'll bring you any really exciting things that happen, but at the very least I'll just tell you what happens when it's over. So first up then is Real Madrid. They've got a lot of unhappy players, and they are actually now again managed by Zinedine Zidane. That is the same Zinedine Zidane who during this save had a brief spell in charge of Barcelona. So he started out unemployed in the winter update, and he spent 2 years at Barcelona and now he's back at Real Madrid. So clearly that's going to go down very, very well in Spain. Also, I need to mention this before I forget, but Leonardo Jardim, who we replaced at Monaco, the sacked and then rehired Monaco manager in real life, he's currently at Bayern Munich, but that's not the interesting thing. He was previously at Sevilla in game, but after being replaced on the first day of the save by us, he spent 2 years managing AS Monaco in the Nigerian, I don't think this is the Premier League, Nigerian lower divisions. They're an amateur side. So without further ado, the team for the game against Real Madrid. We are at home for this one, but nevertheless going to be a very tricky occasion, you would feel. Lafont is going to be in goal. Mendy, Martinez, De Ligt and Sidibe the back four. I had talked about putting Henriks as the first choice right back. His performance in the Trophy de Champions has meant that's not going to be happening anytime soon. Balde and Skov on the wings, Kessie and Tielemans in the middle, and Hossein Aouar has slotted in very, very nicely in attacking midfield. An 8.25 for him already. Early days, of course, but, certainly making the fans forget about Alexander Golovin. Patrick Schick is going to be up front. So, as said, a lot of Real Madrid players in real life still there. Sergio Ramos, he's 36, set to retire, so maybe not the quickest anymore, but they've still got Varane, they've still got Toni Kroos, Marco Asensio, Gareth Bale, which is very unrealistic, you have to say. But they've got Lautaro Martinez, they've got João Felix as well. It's definitely going to be a big test for us here. Well, the board are expecting us to get to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. I mean, that's what they expected last year, but that didn't happen. I'm going to tell them they're the favourites and I expect them to win, which apparently they are. I'm not really sure that's the case, but they're happy by me saying it, so let's not worry about that. Well, now Real Madrid coming forwards, Marco Asensio. He's on a bumper new contract because we tried to sign him, intercepted though, and we're looking to break very, very cautiously, but probably quite sensible. Skov running forwards, and in the end, probably should have been a little bit more cautious and put the ball across the box. Second half then, absolutely nothing doing between the two sides. We've had the 2 highlights, and but otherwise pretty even. More shots for us, but only 2 shots on target in the whole game, 1 for each side. Well, now Madrid on the ball. Varane has it. Of course, the captain of my French national side at times. Sometimes it's Paul Pogba. Usually it's Varane. But Tielemans is intercepted from Alex Telles. They're looking for Schick, but he's given it straight away. And now Gareth Bale on the ball. His aging legs finds Lautaro Martinez, and he puts just wide. I wonder how much golf Gareth Bale's played in this 4 years of this save. I don't know. Maybe not as much as real life. Okay, not the most entertaining game, really. Often our big Champions League games really aren't. They're very cagey affairs. And Asensio's in over the top. Lafont tips it just round. Still in play with Martinez, but we should get it away, and we do. 20 minutes to go. I think we probably should make a change. Sidibe's got a little bit of a knock there. I think someone kicked him. Very mean. Keita Balde also has been a bit rubbish. I think we better put Lozano on against his old club. He's not really done much. This is a chance for him to prove himself. Also, Aouar's having a bit of a poor game, actually, after we bigged him up. So we'll bring on Dani Olmo and see if he can continue his fine start to the season. Triple change then. Hopefully that doesn't come back to haunt us. Henriks on the ball to De Ligt, and we're looking to find ourselves another opening. Here's Dani Olmo, nice and fit. Lovely pass from Dani Olmo. Patrick Schick is in, and he really should have done better with that. Courtois with the save, but a pretty weak effort from Schick, you have to say. Skov with the corner whipped in though, looking for Schick, and it's gone in from Tielemans. It looks like he might be offside though. It's not immediately been given. He didn't look particularly offside, and we are now seeing the replay, which generally indicates is onside. He looks onside to me. Yuri Tielemans tapping in, and it counts. Yeah, the goal's been given. We are 1-0 up against Real Madrid. Elemens wins it back, and then Kessie plays out Skov. A second goal would be lovely. Lozano, what on earth has happened there? I was about to blame Lozano for somehow not scoring from that opportunity, and then Varane just comes in and absolutely slams it home. Lozano hits the post. Varane just fully kicks it in. He puts his hands on his head in disgust. He just kicks it on the... Lovely ball from Kessie out to Skov. Great vision from the Dane. Flicks it across. Lozano should score, but luckily Varane's there to seal it. Absolutely ridiculous. There's been about 4 highlights in the last minute and a half. I don't really know what this is. Is Skov going to get sent off as well right at the end? Thankfully not, because we could have done without that one. I think this is going to be it, surely. There we go. Well, an absolute moment of madness from Raphael Varane gifts us a second goal, and we wrap it up. A 2-0 win against Real Madrid. Absolutely fantastic, you have to say. Very, very good result for us. So I'll give everybody a rest. I think I'm going to probably play the bulk of this team against Saint Etienne because I don't really trust them. But I'll play that game, and then I will see you in a week's time for Roma. I'm not going to bring you all the goals, but I will bring you this one from Aouar. Absolutely insane. It beats everyone. What a goal from Hossein Aouar. He didn't have the best game against Real Madrid, but that's what he can do. Well, I know what this episode is going to be called. I mean, it's 3-1 at the moment. This is the 3rd goal for us. Another absolutely ridiculous own goal. Knežević, what's he doing? He's under no pressure, and he just does that. Oh, wow. Well, a moment of absolute magic and a moment of absolute insanity, just like the previous game, really. 3-1 was the end of that one. Well, there was a risk of playing a full-strength side. Patrick Schick is out for 4 to 5 weeks with a calf strain. He is somewhat injury-prone, which could open the opportunity for more Pietro Pellegrini minutes. So, second full game of the episode, then the 3rd game we're actually going to cover. Against Roma, of course, we're out for revenge as they did beat us in the Champions League knockout round last season. A very disappointing end to last year's campaign, so hopefully a good result here. As you saw, Patrick Schick is injured, so Pietro Pellegrini comes in. He's the natural replacement, and if Liverpool are genuinely prepared to spend over £100 million on him, then I guess we should be using him. He is in pretty good form so far this season. A couple of goals for him already. Otherwise, the team is unchanged. Yuri Tielemans does have a little bit of a knock, but he should be okay. So El Shaarawy was the man that scored the goal last time for Roma. Otherwise, not much of a difference between them and where they were last season, and really where they were at the start of the save. They managed to keep hold of a lot of their key stars. Sidibe with a bit of a throw-in, not particularly far, but Aouar on the ball, looking for a good performance from him after his excellent goal against Saint Etienne. Balde with a good opportunity to open things up, puts it just over the bar though. Well, at half-time it's 0-0 and not much has happened. A lot like our previous matches last season against Roma. I'm expecting a second half fluke goal from Roma to give them the win. Probably an own goal from us, given the theme of today's episode. It was a final highlight, 89 minutes on the clock, so it's not the end of game highlights, and we're working it forward nicely. Pellegrini gives it away though, and what looked like a good move is now going to result in a Roma goal. I can feel it. There you go. Gianluca Lapadula smashing it home, and what was a good point is now gone, and I probably shouldn't have made those substitutions. Under flicks it over the top, and it's quite a similar goal to the one we conceded in the knockout round last year, and it does a little bit of a forward roll as well, not particularly successful one, and well, time's gone. We'll go very attacking, but that's it, and we've thrown it away again, exactly as I predicted. Roma 1, Monaco 0, very disappointing. And after an excellent 2-0 win against Real Madrid, a disappointing way to continue things in the Champions League. Although, I mean, we are still in second place, but it's very, very tight. We really could have done with a point in that one. So to throw it away right at the end is pretty typical, especially because looking at the stats, once again, we were the better side. I am going to be hard on them. You shouldn't have lost that. Yes, you can probably blame me. I maybe shouldn't have made those changes. I should have just left it. We probably would have seen it through, but I don't want any injuries. And I felt we could maybe get ourselves the win. But yeah, one ball over the top does for us once again, and a disappointing defeat. But onwards and upwards, as they say. We're going to be playing Basel in about a week's time, so hopefully that will be 6 points on the board. I'm going to go forwards though, and in the next episode we will play the second game against Basel, as well as PSG. They're already having not the greatest season ever. Hopefully we can keep up the pressure on them. Some big games in the meantime though, Marseille and Lyon as well. But that is going to be the end of the episode there. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you do not miss the next episode. Share this on social media if you can, and I will see you next time.